How do you define intelligence? Is intelligence simply the ability to use tools? Does intelligence facilitate sense, or is it the other way around? These are the questions currently being debated by botanists around the world who study plant intelligence. In recent years, technology has progressed to the point of allowing us more insight into the inner workings of plants and their senses as individuals and communities. I have worked as a botanist at the Nashville Zoo for a few years. In addition, I have read several books on the topic. Today, I will be presenting new discoveries in the field of botany that are changing the field of study. In all scientific research, it's not always clear when a discovery is made. Furthermore, when dealing with things invisible to the human eye, convincing peers may be a taller order than making the discovery. Recognizing that a discovery has been made can take time in any field of study. In medieval Europe, ferns were a great cause of confusion. Ferns reproduce via spores. This lack of seeds had people scratching their heads for decades. When it was proposed that bats navigate using echolocation, the scientific community rejected the idea on the basis that animals had never been known to perform a function so complicated. The first thing to understand about the field of plant intelligence is the history of the field. The field has always walked a line bordering on pseudoscience. Because of this, scientists who use terms like plant intelligence have always been under an immense level of scrutiny from the scientific community. The single most damaging thing to the field of plant intelligence was published in 1973, The Secret Life of Plants. This book dove headfirst into pseudoscience, detailing everything from the kind of music plants enjoy more than others to hooking up a plant to a polygraph test. The impacts of this book can still be felt today. Only a few botanists around during its publication would touch the subject of plant intelligence. The fear of professional ridicule kept the field from developing. In 1983, a research paper was published by Ian Baldwin and Jack Schultz while attending Dartmouth College in Missouri. In a controlled experiment, two maple seedlings were kept separate, only sharing air. A few leaves would be clipped from the one seedling, the other was left alone. They found that both plants injected toxin into their leaves as a reaction. All plants are chemists. They use these unique chemical mixtures to warn others of danger or even to identify the other plants around them. Chemical conversation, if you will. When a certain tomato plant feels threatened by hungry caterpillars, they inject something into their leaves, which causes any caterpillars that ingest it to start eating other caterpillars. Truly horrifying. Believe it or not, giraffes made this discovery long before humans did. When giraffes graze on acacia trees, they won't eat from trees downwind from the plant they're currently eating to avoid the harmful chemicals the tree uses as defense. These unseen interactions between the plant and animal kingdom are not always hostile. Many species of orchids use chemicals to mimic wasp pheromones, attracting male wasps to assist in pollination. Other plants do the same feat while being eaten by caterpillars. They produce a chemical that attracts the natural predator of that caterpillar. If plants communicate, it begs the question, what other animal-like qualities could they possess? This is the sensation of hearing, movement, and sight are important senses to most of us in the animal kingdom. Sound in the form of vibrations is another unexpected sense that plants use. In 2011, Rex Cocroft and Heidi Apple conducted an experiment to see if certain sounds could use Urabidopsis plants to inject their toxins into their leaves. They played the calls of various insects using frequencies the human ear can't perceive. After each test, a sample was taken. The only thing they found to cause a reaction was the chewing of a cabbage white caterpillar, the only insect called Plaid that's a predator to Urabidopsis. Movement also plays an important role in the daily life of plants, as plants are in constant motion. Dodder vines, in particular, must move carefully. Dodder vines are parasitic plants that do not photosynthesize. This means that when it sprouts, the direction it grows is a choice between life and death. Once it finds a host, it winds around the stem. Through lab studies in 2006, ecologists at the Swiss Federal Institute of Technology ran experiments in which the dodder vine chose to grow towards host receiving nutritional supplements over the control. We do not know how the dodder vine determines this. Continuing with unique vine behavior, a vine only found in the southern Chilean rainforest made botanists rethink plants and their sense of sight. Bacola trifoliata is a simple-looking vine with a light green oval leaves in groups of 3. Professor Ganoli at the Universidad de La Serena in Chile observed the vine mimicking plants that it climbed. The vine can even mimic multiple types of leaves on the same vine and even mimic plastic plants. We do not know how the Bacola performs this chameleon act. However, sight has been ruled out as the plant mimics details on the plant that would require tedious inspection. In conclusion, the field of botany is changing, and it's clear our fundamental understandings of our leafy neighbors may not be as complete as some might assume. If nothing else, I hope this presentation will make you think twice about the familiar plants when you find yourself in nature. To close, I'd like to leave you with a question. What is intelligence? Thank you for your time. Oops.